Hey there fellow BMW enthusiasts, welcome to my channel, the Audi S3 Fanatic. So you're probably all wondering, what's an Audi guy doing trying to show you BMW enthusiasts what to do on your cars? Well, to give you a little history, I used to have a M3, an E92. I also have owned an F30, and my current SUV is an X3, so I've got pretty intimate knowledge with the BMW chassis, specifically the F30, the F82s, F80s, so I will definitely help you guys get taken care of. Today's project, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to help you work on your F30 chassis, specifically the N20/N22 motor, to help you install a downpipe. Now, it's going to be broken into a few parts. Obviously, the first thing that you need to do is you need to let your vehicle cool down. You're going to go ahead and then disconnect the O2 sensors from the motor, and from there you're going to go ahead and get underneath the car, where you're going to have to remove the downpipe. Now, to access the downpipe, you're going to have to remove or drop your exhaust from the system, and that is going to be held in place by several bolts, as well as some retaining brackets that support your exhaust system. From there, you're also going to be removing the downpipes, specifically the Vband clamps. There's going to be a total of 2 of them, one that connects directly to the turbo side, and then one from the end of the downpipe onto your exhaust. So we'll go ahead and break those into different components so you'll see exactly what I'm referring to. Overall, it shouldn't be too difficult of a problem. I have removed numerous downpipes from the N55 chassis. That isn't really too difficult. It's a little tedious because the space is very small, and you're going to have to take some patience to get into those areas. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. On the top side, you want to go ahead and remove the engine cover, and I am going to show you guys down in this area here. You're going to have 2 plugs that you have to disconnect. Those are going to be your catalytic converter O2 sensor. So you've got a front and a back, so you want to remove that. There's going to be some plastic trim here that covers it, so you'll need to remove that as well to access those connectors. I wanted to share with you what is going to make removing the O2 sensor plugs really difficult. This wire that you see over here, that's going to be the power wire that connects to the battery, and you can see that little clip right there. That power wire goes in and it secures the plugs or blocks you from removing it. So what you want to do is that power wire, move it away from the clip, and then that allows you to pull the O2 sensor connectors out through here. That took me about probably 30 minutes just to try to figure that out. Hopefully that helps you guys. Alright guys, so what you're going to have to do here is you're going to have to get underneath the vehicle, and you do need to remove the belly pan. Now on BMWs, there's about 16 to 18 8mm bolts that you're going to remove around the perimeter of the belly pan. So go ahead and remove that, and then you'll have access to the downpipe. We're under the vehicle, and I wanted to show you some things that you're going to have to access to. This here is going to be the turbo side V-clamp that you have to remove. And then we're going to go south to the vehicle. Here, this is the transmission to your cat bracket that you have to remove. And then this here is going to be another clamp that you have to remove. Going further south, a little dark, but this is going to be one of the exhaust hanger mounts that you have to remove. And then I'll swing it around here, and here is the exhaust bracket that you're going to have to remove as well. You do need to drop the exhaust so that
this portion here will fall down and allow you to actually pull it out and away from the cat. So now what we're doing is we're going to undo the V-clamp, which is again right up there, and this bar that you're seeing here, you do have to remove it as well. Here we have the downpipe finally out. The most difficult part you're going to run into is trying to snap that V-band apart. For this specific chassis here, the V-band bolt was actually facing up, and it's much easier if it's facing down. So here is the stock one, and here is a Wagner downpipe that is catted, and as you can tell, the build quality is really nicely on it. We went ahead and removed the O2 sensors off of the stock cat and put it on this new downpipe here. It's very important that you do put the correct O2 sensor in the correct location. Now, just some advice, I went ahead and put some anti-seize on the O2 sensor because you do not want that to be seized in there should you ever need to replace it. Here we have the turbo, and I went ahead and put the Vband clamp on here. I unfortunately do not have any type of secrets that I can share with you that allows this V-band to properly and successfully fit on the downpipe the first time around. But generally what I do is I'll just go ahead and put the V-band clamp around this here. I'll put the turbo, or I'm sorry, I'll put the downpipe on it, and then try to position this around where it literally goes around the turbo side as well as the downpipe side, and it's really a trial and error. I've done it as quick as 1 try, and I've done it as difficult as 10 tries, so it's really a trial and error. So we finally got the downpipe in. One of the tips that I wanted to share with you to make the install of the V-band clamp a little easier is when you are installing it, it really helps to have 2 people working on the downpipe together. One of them you're going to have hold the downpipe into place while the other person takes the V-clamp and essentially locks it into place, and it does make it a whole lot easier, because if it's just you're fighting gravity while trying to hold this and working with the V-clamp, so it is a little tough. So again, 2 people, 1 to hold it, 1 to work on the V-clamp, and I would highly recommend that you actually tighten it from the very bottom. This specific vehicle had it completely reversed from the top, and it makes breaking apart the V-clamp very difficult. Another note is if you are deciding to use the Wagner catted downpipe, you'll notice that the downstream O2 sensor is here. Something that I have noticed with the N55 as well as the N20 and 26 O2 sensors is it's placed very far back, and what happens is the line that you use to connect to your stock connection, it's really short, so it's a bit of a stretch. It still works, but just be mindful of that when you are installing it. So it's done. We went ahead and tightened the clamp here to the exhaust. We're going to go ahead and fire it up, make sure there's no leaks, and call it good. Here's the final outcome of the project. There you can see the downpipe down there, the O2 sensor, and I recommended this client of mine here to keep that plastic or that foam stuff off of the engine bay, because it just creates such heat from the motor itself. So again, final outcome, and we just wrapped it around here.